The cruise line that is an industry leader, the first line to put a robot bartender on board a ship, the first one to put skydiving on a ship, the one to put a wave runner on a ship. And now Royal Caribbean is looking to change the industry once again, but this time, unfortunately, it is not for the better. I apologize for my throw up green outfit and the lack of a background. I'm packing up, I'm moving, but let's jump right into this video. If you've been in the market to book a cruise for the last couple months and you've been looking at Royal Caribbean, you would notice that their brand new ships prices like the Icon or the Utopia, the Seas, are honestly sky high. At least in the current climate, they are sky high, but in the next couple of years, it looks like that's how they want the cruise line industry pricing to be. So if you've ever heard the term of getting royally screwed, the entire industry is about to get royally screwed, and us as passengers especially. Royal Caribbean wants to raise prices for us, and I'm not talking us for Pete and I'm talking passengers like your mother, my brother, my sister, and my friend. And the reason I'm making this video is because I just saw a video that Ship Life made saying that Royal Caribbean is looking to be America's cruise line in the next coming years. And I'm just trying to figure out how that's even possible. The cruise line has been raising their prices for their new classes of ship to be anywhere in the realm of $7,000 to $9,000 for a balcony for a 1-week cruise. And I don't understand how the average American is paying that much money for a 1-week vacation, especially in this economy. Like, what American is spending that much money on a trip that isn't going abroad to Europe, including airfares and a bunch of other things? For that kind of money, when you're talking several thousands of dollars, you could start getting into some incredible trips. You could even do those really cool huts in the middle of Bora Bora. And I just don't understand how people are just going to be selecting to go on a cruise that they can go to on almost any other ship and get almost the same experience, minus some of the new bells and whistles. Not to mention that Royal Caribbean is trying to control the entire passenger experience. They're trying to do this by investing a bunch of money in their islands, so that way, even when you're on board, they're getting your money. When you're off on the islands, they're getting your money. And you're not really traveling a lot anymore to see all the different islands. The whole point of cruising, especially in my mind, is to be able to get off, see some different countries, experience different cultures, do multiple different places in a week. But if Royal Caribbean is just investing into some of their ports and some of their private islands, you're not going to be able to have that same experience of traveling, honestly. It is my business to know cruising. Granted, I'm not making a lot of money from doing videos like this, but it is my business because I do want to stay informed. And I did listen to the Royal Caribbean's earnings call. And honestly, the CEO brought up some really interesting points that really are going to shape the entire cruise industry, if you like it or not. Ever since the restart of cruising from 2020, a lot of people have been cruising, and cruising is indeed back and stronger than ever. Year over year, for the last 4 years, there have been more people going on ships than there have been previously to 2019. Some contributing factors are people aren't afraid of COVID anymore. The passengers who refuse to get vaccinated are now back allowed on ships. People have been saving for years that haven't been traveling across the world, so they can afford to spend a little bit more money on vacation. So these are all some factors that are pushing capacities to be higher than ever before, and ships are now allowing anywhere from 100% capacity to 110% capacity, depending on the cruise line. So these ships are filled. And with bookings not looking like they're slowing down anytime soon, even though the economy is in a little bit of a recession, the Royal Caribbean is now trying to figure out, if the ships are packed, how do we get more money? And the simple way is just to raise prices. If you've been watching the channel for a long time, you know that my whole view on cruising is that it is a very value-based way to travel. You get to go to a bunch of different countries. You get your food included in the ticket. You get your hotel included, and you get your entertainment included. And now Royal Caribbean is seeing that as a disadvantage. They feel like they offer more than their land-based competitors and aren't charging the same amount. So the CEO of Royal Caribbean, quote, said they want to bridge the gap between their land-based counterparts and the cruise itself. Taking a family to Disney World, if you're staying on property, going to all the parks, eating with entertainment, it costs several $1,000s. Whereas if you just go on a cruise, you get your entertainment, your food, and all of that included in your ticket price, and it's only a few $1,000s. And honestly, for a majority of families in America, that gap is a big difference. So Royal Caribbean feels like they're leaving money on the table, unfortunately. And because of that, they want to become more competitive against their land-based counterparts, which means not good things for the customers like us. Now, Royal Caribbean can do this raise their prices and be super successful like they have done with the Icon of the Seas. The Icon of the Seas has been the talk of many different industries, whether it's been hospitality, entertainment. There is a ton of hype around the Icon of the Seas, and with the Star of the Seas coming out next year, you can follow up that hype with another ship, meaning they're selling out of these capacities at these absolutely absurd prices that no one would have paid for 5-6 years ago, because no one would have imagined spending that much money for a week-long vacation. But they are trying to push the boundaries and see where the demand is for these ships. And if you look at a supply and demand curve, you obviously know the more the demand is, the higher the price is. And because of that, that can be extremely dangerous for the entire cruise industry, for the consumers. If Royal was unsuccessful in this, they would have just lowered the prices and that would have been fine. But Royal Caribbean has been consistently pushing up prices into the thousands and almost in the tens of thousands of dollars for some staterooms on board for a family, meaning this could become the new standard of the cruise industry. If one person does it and is successful, a lot of other companies will follow suit, meaning that Carnival could look to double their prices in the next couple of years. Norwegian would double their prices. Any competitors of Royal Caribbean specifically would probably know that they could raise their prices. And in turn, maybe you do get some better quality food and some better entertainment, but you are going to be paying for it. Like right now, if you went on Celebrity Cruise Line, their ticket prices are a little bit higher than the normal cruise line, but you're getting an incredible experience. We were just on the brand new Ascent, and the food was absolutely to die for. Granted, we paid almost double or triple what a Carnival room would be, but we knew that going into it. We expected the better product. The thing is, some of these companies are greedy, and they've been doing a lot of cutbacks with food and entertainment, as it has been for the last couple of years, to try to recoup some of the debt that they got into during COVID. But now, if they raise the prices, are they going to be bringing all of those luxuries back? Are we going to be able to get free room service again? I doubt it, because now that is the industry standard. No one gets free room service anymore, and people aren't really going to miss it because they're accustomed to it now. So my message to anyone watching is that we, as people, as passengers, as consumers, whatever you want to call us, vote with our dollars. If we're spending our hard-earned money on something, we're taking money away from a different company. So if you decide to not support Royal Caribbean with all these crazy prices, and you take your money elsewhere to maybe Norwegian, Carnival, MSC, any of their competitors, and book the lower rate rooms, Royal isn't going to have any options other than lower their prices or stop making these giant mega shifts, because it doesn't work out. So if we want to keep the industry affordable, I say make a pact, make a bond between all of us. We're unionizing, being a customer, if that's even a thing, and we're trying to make our voices heard to the industry, saying we refuse to pay these exorbitant prices. Granted, like I said, I look homeless right now. You shouldn't take advice from some random stranger on the internet. But I do think there is a lesson here, and it is to keep cruises affordable. If there's any thoughts that you have on this matter, I suggest leaving them in the comments. I love hearing everyone's opinions on this, especially on something that is very near and dear to all of our hearts, because the only way I truly stay sane is having something to look forward to. And I'm not going to have money to shell out $10,000 for a week-long vacation anytime soon. So I'll be going to the more affordable cruise lines for the foreseeable future, especially if Royal continues to raise these prices and push the envelope to see what they can get away with charging. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm not sure if this is going to be the last time that this background is in a boat breaker video, but Pete is going on the Utopia of the Seas. It has been booked. It is an absorbent amount of money for a 3-day cruise, which I still don't understand how you could see that entire ship in 3 days, but it is something that he is going to attempt to do. So if you want to see that experience, be sure to subscribe. We have plenty of good videos coming out over the course of the next couple of months. It is going to be a crazy summer for us. We'll talk more. We're going to bring back our live streams in the foreseeable future. We're just a little busy going into the travel season. But thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you in the next video. Take it easy and peace.